Okay. Today, I'm gonna be... Damn, I gotta have more confidence when I do this. Today I'm gonna be cooking some eggs. Maybe a little bit of... add some vegetables in there. Maybe some pork that I've got cut up and to use. My brother's already used some of it, so I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna probably use this bell pepper that's been cut weirdly. I don't know why people cut bell peppers like this. Doesn't make much sense. I cut it like I'm gonna use a wooden cutting board because fuck plastic cutting boards. You know what? First, I'm gonna wash. I'm gonna be a G. I'm gonna wash the damn dishes. I just watched this video on what's it called? Autocorrective. What the fuck is it called? Automatic mental suggestion. I don't know what the fuck it was called, but the essence behind it is that, like, if you are doing something and you like put in like 100% in like the last part of the task, or if you just do a task like with absolute precision or absolute focus, even if it's something simple, you build up your confidence, and then that helps you, and that confidence helps you feel more safe. And when you feel more safe, you can just you have more room to do what you want, and you don't have to like derealize all the time because you're thinking, oh, you know, I can't do what I want because nothing matters, or because, you know, like you get that feeling of like nothing matters and doubt. And I mean, you can be confident that nothing matters, but that would only help you feel better about doing what you want because you realize, oh, nothing matters. Like, it's such a weird, paradoxical phrase because no matter how you phrase it or how you say it, saying it alone is worse or stupid. Because, I mean, if nothing really matters, then who are you talking to? Why are you talking in the first place? Doesn't matter, does it? That's the first thing that always bugs me about that phrase. The second thing is that it really depends. It really does matter, first of all, because it depends on how you say it. Because if you say nothing matters and you say it almost kind of giving up, right? What you're doing is you're telling your mind that nothing should be done, or nothing can be done, which is ridiculous because even if nothing matters, things can still be done, right? Which is why that point is so paradoxical. And outright, just, you know, this is why I don't like it. Because on the other half of it, you can look at it supposedly positively and think, oh, you know, nothing matters. That means I can do everything I want. But it's such a conclusive statement that I don't like it because, like, if you were even to look at it positively and think, oh, nothing matters, that's the point. Like, isn't that important to notice? Isn't that something that matters? How you interpret the fact that nothing matters? Like, just the fact that there's a paradox in that phrase means that that's something that matters, because depending on how you take on the paradox, determines how you feel about the situation. And I mean, who doesn't want to feel good about a situation, right? And the way to feel good is by realizing that things do matter. So, I washed a little bit of dishes. Probably gonna wash a little bit of more, because these dishes are nasty. And because I already set the goal of doing it, unfortunately. You what? You going to the gym? Fuck, man. I was gonna go to the gym. In this heat, No, Maria did do it in the morning.
Huh?
Maria did not do it in the morning. Nah, I'm gonna do it in the afternoon.
Okay, it's gonna be hotter or whatever.
No.
I go to the haircut around around 3. I can take you to the gym then if you want.
Alright, that sounds cool. Yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna go wakeboarding too. Alright, nigga. See, if I woke up earlier, instead of thinking, oh, it's summer, does nothing matters, or oh, I'm depressed, and since I'm sad or since I'm going through something, nothing else matters. How I treat people doesn't really matter, because it's justifiable, right? Like, I'm feeling so down. People should understand that, the reason I'm acting this way is because I'm sad or because I'm going through something. And that's important, right? That's pretty, I would call it dangerous, a dangerous slope to go down. Because then, you start justifying your immorality, and then you feel even worse about it, because you feel like now that you're being immoral, it's now you have no leg to stand on. Before you were miserable and you were sad and whatnot, but at least you were doing the right thing, right? And then now that you feel bummed out and, people are trying to help you, or people are around you telling you they love you and they care about you, you're kind of like, no, I don't care, that doesn't matter to me, that's lame, that's cringe, right? And then you start treating them poorly, and you start making more mistakes, and you start digging your hole even deeper. That hole, what I mean by that hole, I mean kind of that guilt, that doubt, that insecurity, that anxiety. Arming or reinforcing your enemy in yourself. So, where was I even going with this? The idea of nothing mattering, I think, that the paradox of nothing mattering. Yeah. I think, just because everything is pointless doesn't mean there can't be a meaning to it, or a reason for it. It's just up to you. It's up to you to decide what the reason is going to be. And that means you have to learn and understand more and more as you live what reasons can things have for existing. Like an ant or a fly or a mosquito. What reason does that have for existing? And you when you're young, you're like, oh, they exist because they're nasty and stupid and lame and cringe. But then you can have the other part of you that realizes the biology of it all, the necessity of having such little critters and insects in our ecosystem. And even today, I still hear people talk so much shit about mosquitoes. Oh, I don't know, all the other insects are kind of cool, I guess, but mosquitoes, I draw the line. That's right, just kill them, bro. I hate them. Or same with cockroaches, right? It's just... think about how easy it was to hate on... This is a terrible, very, very, very controversial and maybe partially insensitive example. But, let's look at the way black people were treated in the United States during slavery. It was so easy to hate on black people, to discriminate, to abuse and commit violence against black people. I think maybe for starters because of the name that we were able to give them, the label we were able to put on them, black, dark, and then when they came up with all kinds of slurs for black people, I think that kind of just made it, that kind of helped prove the point even more. If their existence has an insult to them, then it's just kind of easy to take it as these guys just suck then. These entire species of people or things or animals or whatever you want to call it, they just suck. because I mean, like, look at their name. Even their name is nasty. You know, when someone says the N word, it's just kind of like, even nowadays, it still, I think, perpetuates a poor label, or a poor definition, or a poor impression of what just like, I think just even the categorization of like that you can be a black person is so weird and almost racist in and of itself, because it's just kind of like, well, just because of like the color of your skin that determines what kind of category of people you are. But like, what if you just had dark skin but you had nothing to do with the culture or the heritage of black people? It's like, you know, where does this even come from? It's the same with kind of like white people, right? Like, you get like, oh, fuck these white people, bro. But then you have like a whole different class of white people that live on another side of the world. And you're just kind of like, oh, well, you know, not those guys. I mean, those guys didn't do anything, right? It's just like the European white people. But then you're like, oh, but what about Americans? Aren't Americans can also, like, American white people also bad? Like, yeah, but those guys come from Europeans. And then you're like, well, you know, then theoretically we all come from Africa. So, like you know, it's just like the loop keeps going. We can go back and back and back. And then, like, when you realize that a lot of the arguments on racism or against racism are just basically people saying, hey man, we're the same. Then you kind of realize that it's just, like, it's true, but that the argument for racism is always very easily challenged because people don't like to admit that we're the same. Especially people fighting for a form of self-righteousness, fighting supposed injustices. So, I always often hear radicalists going, I'm nothing like you. I'm not racist. I'm not evil. I'm not a monster like you. It's like, yeah, we are, dude. Like, the only reason we were able to understand what racism is because we are racist. You know, we're like, how else would we understand it? It's not like, oh, our ancestors or my great-grandfather used to do it, so I understood from him that it's bad. No, we did it, man. We are doing it. Even as I say man, I'm discriminating. I'm applying a stereotype that the people who I'm only going to have this kind of conversation with are men, because men are the only ones who really understand what's going on. And that stereotype just comes from the fact that we haven't let women know what's going on. We haven't let women be involved in decision making and in reasoning. So whenever a woman does want to give her opinion, we're almost compelled by, I guess, our biology or by our nurture. We're compelled to say, no, that's wrong. No, that's bullshit. Like, you're talking out of your ass. Oops. Just dropped the onion on. And it's very easy to stereotype women as just stupid and incapable of understanding the complexities of life. And then, you know, like, we complain that women don't understand things, or like that women are just like out of touch with reality, or like they're naive. But it's also like, you know, if we ever want, like, let's say this is entirely true, and for some part I have to argue it is, because I mean, culturally and like in society, we have been excluding women from this walk of life, from this aspect of life. And that's not to say that all women are then naturally just going to be naive and unable to reason, but it's just to say a woman is much more likely to not have that kind of attitude to life because they've just been conditioned by society. So that's not to say, hey, all women are stupid. That's to say it's much harder for a woman to have access or to give herself that opportunity to to learn, because the whole world is telling her that she doesn't need to learn, and if she tries learning, she's stupid. So, like, this is kind of a message that goes out for people who are supposedly saying that, or trying to say that women are stupid. Is that, well, you know, if they're so stupid, then you have to make an effort to involve them in your sciences and in your intelligence, because then if you don't, they're always going to be stupid, are they not? And what good does that do if it's like being an overprotective father? It's like oh, you know, I don't want my daughter to experience all of the stupid things that happen in the world. It's too complex, so let me shield her, put her up in a castle maybe, or, you know, prevent her from ever seeing the world. And then she does experience it. It's a shock for her. And you, what can you do now, right? You didn't prepare her, right? You know, I don't know if I'm making sense here. See, this argument that women are stupid is something that, if anything, it just proves that we need to give women more access, more spotlight to learn and to put themselves in our kind of way of life. Or maybe actually that kind of proves maybe we shouldn't, because maybe we should let women focus on another aspect of life that men don't focus on at all. So we have a balance. And then the only thing we really need to do is trust each other with the information that we've learned, which is, I think, a little bit harder. So I don't know, man. I don't know if we should be like okay with sexism and racism to an extent, as long as we still trust each other and we still get along. Like, as long as the stereotypes are, I guess, used positively. I guess this is what I'm suggesting. Like, we don't know, like, if racism and sexism and all forms of discrimination, maybe we could use them, or maybe that we know they exist systematically. Why don't we either address it to try and get rid of it, or we look at the positive sides to it? Because, I mean, like, it's not like we're going to get rid of it like that. So, like, let's try and look at ways that it's actually positive. Like, let's look at ways in which it'll actually help us, and we can instrumentalize it as a human species, not as, like, just specific race, you know, not like the CIA did to African Americans in the United States. So yeah, that's my take on it. It's decently clean, right? Okay. This has been pretty cool. I didn't know I was gonna end up talking about this kind of stuff, but you know me, I love talking, and yeah, man, I think this has just been one of the first moments in a while where I've had the confidence to finally, like, just do what the fuck I want to do, because maybe, I don't know, maybe I lost a lot of my self-esteem, and I felt very much like I didn't have that kind of attitude anymore, that confidence, that, like as I was saying earlier at the start of this video, didn't really have that confidence to tell people what I thought was right or wrong, or tell people my opinions, because my esteem was so low that I thought, hey, you know, I'm an idiot, I am a fool. So anytime I would try and make artwork or express myself, it would just feel so arrogant, and it would feel so like I didn't have the right to do that. So it's probably going, you know, because of my personal life and how I've been trying to cope with the attachment that I have to my personal life, and having to detach from it because it's gone. And yeah, being continuing to follow my Buddhist path, and not you know, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense. So, hasta la vista, baby.